Hello, and in the external world, it is, I understand, Black Friday. And of course, Egypt refers to anything in the external world. And as far as I know, the whole idea of that external world is to get a bargain at a rock bottom price, you could say. So let's have a think about that. What could that actually be alluding to? Well, I'll give you something that's sort of like a basement bargain, if you like. I was listening to Jason's Archaix channel, the latest video he made late last night. Well, it's late if you're in the UK, so I thought I'll watch it today, have a listen. And I heard mention of 1837, when 4 casing stones were discovered when they cleared a load of rubble. And so I looked on Wiki, not because I didn't disbelieve, just to find out what else it says about it. And it's that character Howard Vesey, the guy that was either going to come back to Britain as a hero that's made this discovery, and or he comes back financially ruined. And of course you've got that dubious cartouche that just so happened they dynamited into the King's Chamber, and of course this thing happens to be on the opposite side. What are the chances? Anyway, 1837 AD. I thought, bing, alarm bells go off. So 1837 BC was when the pyramids were rediscovered by the Egyptian that we know today. It's at the start of the Chronicon reading narrative by Nick T on his channel. Of the it's part 42, so you can have a listen to that there. But 1837 is also highly significant, certainly for England and Wales. In the July of 1837 was when was first introduced what are known as civil registrations, i.e. birth certificates, marriage certificates and death certificates from a local government or government organisation, what you know as the Registrar's Office. So what are we to make of this? Because there's bound to be more. Well, let's look at the numbers. 1837. So you've got 1 and 8, which is a 9. And 3 and 7 is a 10. So you could say it's, because we don't count 0 in the numerology, it's going from from 9 to 1, as opposed from 1 to 9. Because it's a mirroring. Think about the Great Pyramid with those casing stones. It would have reflected and shined out a light. So it's about reflecting, and it's about internal reflection. Going back to source, from the completion of 9 back to the 1. So you may want to internalize that information, because you have this external play on this world stage. But of course, the real Black Friday, that one special thing that you really ought to find, you will find in your own bargain basement. And it is a real bargain, not a superficial material one like a flat screen TV that within 5 years or so you will find an abundance of them in landfill sites and reclaim centres and things, because they don't work or they're no longer compatible with the technology, same as they do with everything. Things are designed to work for a certain amount of years. You need a product that you can sell. But a good business practice is to design something that has a limited life. So you have repeat customers. So you have to keep coming back for more. So you don't want it. I think I've mentioned this before in a recent video. You don't want you need to find that balance in that materialism of creating a product that works and only works for so long, but at the same time you don't want it to work for too long because you want to retain the customers. If you sell them a one-time purchase products, then you're not going to stay in business for very long. You need to lure people back with add-ons and upgrades, and you can see this has been played out with like PlayStation 1, 2 and 3 and so on, where you have PlayStation 1, everybody rushes out to buy it, and then they introduce PlayStation 2, and of course the cassettes and things are no longer compatible. Hence you had vinyl records, then cassette tapes, then CDs and whatever else, and then is it memory sticks with the new technology. Everything's like made smaller and smaller, and you just got to keep buying new ones, and collect them all in this format, and then you'll find that they're gone again, and you've got to start all over again. If you want to chase the material wealth, that is. So, yeah, internalize that, because what that Great Pyramid is showing, as I've said before, you've got your lower chamber, you've got your Queen's chamber, and you've got your King's chamber. Well, you are your own Great Pyramid. The casing stones are basically a sort of representation of humanity. It's like the enamel on the teeth. So it's a material, physical representation of humanity in a way. So where are your internal chambers? Well, those three chambers are your Bethlehem, which is in the lower region, the stomach, the solar plexus. And of course, you have to have that fall down to the root to then start rising again. The Queen's chamber is the heart, and then the King's chamber is the heavens. So it's all about meeting in that heart center and bringing things within oneself to your very center, your very core of your being. So just a little short video today, but pay attention to what these things are showing you. You have this external play in this reality, but within that, you also have your own internal world. You've got two accounts of creation of man in Genesis. The first one is being formed from the dust of earth, which refers to the human bodies. That's why they remain here when you go through the process called death, which is the separation of spirit from matter. The remains remain because nothing is added and nothing is taken away. You just become a disembodied spirit until another body comes up. Isn't it amazing in this reality that it's a bit like going for a job? There'll be lots of people after that job want to fill that vacancy slot. And in the same way, there are souls that are just dying to come into this reality. And it's amazing, the ones that have come through into this reality don't want to be here. But this is the Maya, it's the mirror. And of course, if you look in the mirror, it's a bit like that Harry Potter film where he's transfixed by that magic mirror. It's just an illusion, but it's a very alluring illusion. Well, of course it's going to be an alluring illusion. They're all the adverts, the adversaries, all the things that are trying to get your energy, to trying to steal your power from you through temptations. There was something else I was going to come on to with this. Yes, so Howard Vesey, so it's spelt this guy that sort of miraculously found the way into this pyramid through dynamite, as it were, and found these upper chambers. I believe the story goes, sort of the unlikely story of he's either going to come back a hero or he's bankrupt, and just by some miracle he's found the right corner and not damaged that suspicious red painted cartouche that positively identifies which pharaoh built it, and so on and so on. And Yeah, right. Like I'm going to believe that. But the surname Vyse is how it's spelt. It's, I think, as far as I know, it's pronounced Visi, but it looks like Vise. Well, what happens if you add Vise or bad advisor, you could say? I think you see that's being played out, and as that the pyramids are basically representations of humanity. When man has tried to copy that first great pyramid, they all collapse. So maybe something in that another way of showing you, be the one, be the original, be the first, be like the great pyramids, be the perfect representation, not a poor imitation that has no upper chambers inside it, that is basically spiritually dead. They are just imitations of the real thing, and likewise that is an architectural representation of the real thing, which is you and I in these avatars. So yeah, short little video today, just sharing a few thoughts. So 1837, so 9 to 1 rather than 1 to 9, so from the omega to the alpha, returning to source, finding the point of everything, just like the pyramid. If you have it from a higher perspective and you look down upon it, you'll see there are 5 points, not 4. It's so easy to miss the center point of everything, as I showed on the last video. The symbol for Earth is a circle with a cross in it, so where are the 4 corners of the Earth? Another way of showing, go within, look within oneself. You are the center of the world. You are a world within a world. And if you pay all your attention and give all your energy away to the outside world, it will have all these thoughts going round and round and round in your head, and now you know why the world spins. So I'm going to say love to you all, and hopefully that's given you a little bit more to contemplate, to weigh up inside yourself and internalize. But it's all about finding that rock, that foundation within oneself. So it is all about doing the emotional healing, all about doing that shadow work, building a solid foundation where you are reforming yourself, recreating yourself as a new structure. It's expressed in the Bible. Jesus talks about tearing down the temple that took, was it 46 years to build, and you rebuild it in 3. Well, that's referencing your Trinity, those 3 chambers. The 46, where you're made up of a double 23 chromosomes from the pair rents, because you're on loan, you're a human resource in this reality, don't forget, you're an energy. You belong to this world, you belong to whoever tells you that they own you. Yeah, right. You are a sovereign being, just don't forget it, or remember that. So love to you all.